Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showcasing a pure nimble pilfer with shade shell Grimyuline set, and I actually think it's really broken because it makes you basically immune to slapdown, and it also takes their item, and on top of that, you strike with boosted power. But other than that, let's get into it. So right here for this specific part of the battle, he's going to lead off with Lantorch, and I lead off with what's it, Rancitor. The only reason I let off with Rancitor is because I saw that he had a bunch of things that are weak to poison and maybe ancient, and I thought it'd be a really good play to lead off with that, but he doesn't. He leads off with Lantorch, which is going to be a threat. And my only answer is Venolan, so I obviously go into Venolan. And obviously it's going to be Venolan versus Lantorch because for some reason he wants to try and play the wall breaker game, even though he's not going to be able to break my Venolan because I have Rejuvenate. He's going to click Flare again, and after he clicks Flare, I think it's the last time. This is his last time. He's going to go into Metatoad, which is going to be very much a problem for my Venolan. And obviously, because my Venolan doesn't want to even attempt to fight a Metatoad, I'm going to have to end up choosing to try and either tank it with Plasmoth or sacrifice Plasmoth, which is what I end up doing. And as you can see, he's doing an insane amount of damage, so it's definitely gloves, like always. I can't wait till they nerf that, by the way. Yeah, and right here you can see, here comes my Plasmoth coming in, lovely, getting ready to get his back blown out by a Metatoad using Psycho Slap, and it just casually about to just one-shot my Plasmoth. But obviously, my whole point was to send Plasmoth in, tank the hit, and use Ferroblast so that my, what's it, I forgot his name already, Grimyline. So my Grimyline can come in and use Pilfer, and you're actually going to see it does a lot of damage. And on top of doing a lot of damage, it takes his item away and gives it to me. Very good if they have like health amulet or gloves or any, just basically any specific item that you want. And as you see that hefty chunk of damage, I'm going to kill his Metatoad, and he's going to go into Duskit. And unfortunately, with his Duskit out, I mean, hey, I'm guilty of doing this too with Spreezy, but unfortunately, he's going to hypnotize me. But unlike me, I don't run setup for when I use Hypnotize, so you could argue he's a little bit worse and toxic than me, but kind of the same thing. He's going to end up using Hypnotize Peace of Mind while I'm asleep, but this is going to be a perfect time for me to go back into Grimyuline because he puts my Rancitor to sleep, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get one shot regardless, but he does end up trying to Psycho Blast me, and it does a lot of damage. It does one shot me. And when Rancitor is asleep right here as we speak, you can see what I'm talking about. He's going to put me to sleep. And for some reason, sleep could be a maximum of 3 turns, but yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's going to Peace of Mind and one-shot me with the Martial Shell Psycho Blast because I guess I guess that's what Duskit's run. I don't know. He's not secret ability, so it wouldn't make sense to me, but actually kind of does. But yeah, he's gonna one shot me, and I'm gonna go into Grimyuline. He's gonna end up putting my Grimyuline to sleep again. But as you know, I took the dude's speciality gloves, so I'm gonna end up one shotting his Duskit, which is really tragic for him. And yeah, obviously, like I said, Grimyuline comes in first turn, puts Grimyuline to sleep because he obviously doesn't have anything super effective against me because I don't think he's running Pyrokinesis because he's using Hypnotize, Peace of Mind, Psycho Blast, and it's most likely Spectral Burst or Oppress because he's running Hypnotize. So he's obviously going to try putting me to sleep and setting up more because it's very tanky. But unfortunately for him, as you're going to see, I'm going to end up waking up, I think it's second turn, and I'm going to one-shot the living crap out of him. So yeah, bye bye. Obviously deserved, but then again, I do use Hypnotize as well, so I can't really be mad at him. As you can see, once I one shot him, he's very stunned. He's look at the way he just stands there trying to pick a Loomian. Very mindful, very demure. He's kind of in a state of anaphylactic shock because he doesn't know what to do. But unfortunately for me, he does end up going into Lantorch again, and gonna have to go back into Venolan, and then the cycle continues. Obviously, gonna have to rejuvenate spam, whittle his health away. So, I don't like doing it, but to counter the current metagame, you kind of have to bring stuff like that. And as you see, la da dee, la da do, he's gonna sit there clicking flare, and he actually does something that surprises me. Instead of doing his brainless clicking flare spam again, he's actually gonna go into Lashent against my Venolan, which to me doesn't make sense, but actually it kind of does make sense. But yeah, I do end up going into Grimyuline when he does go into Lashent because it predict the slapdown originally, but he goes for Gnarly Nash, which is just as great because if he did go for a slapdown, I was gonna take his health amulet, and Grimyuline really likes items like that because he's very tanky and does a lot of damage. But he does end up just using Gnarly Nash, and then I do end up two-shotting him from there with Drain Punch or Vital Jab. So that's like very underrated. And as you can see, with a combination of Grimyule being absolutely tanky, doing a lot of damage, and on top of that, walling Lashent because it doesn't get anything to hit it super effectively, I do end up Drain Punching again. He does no damage. He hits himself with Timber Thrash. He heals with Health Amulet, and that puts my Grimyule in a state where I could heal it back because, just does a lot of damage. And on top of that, it has built in sustain with Vital Jab, which is low key kind of underrated. If this thing got coverage, I do see it being maybe top 10 Loomians of all time. And with Lancer Chow, obviously, guess what I'm gonna bring out? Ding, ding, ding. If you said Benolan, you are correct because, like I said, the cycle continues. But actually, it doesn't continue because he ends up doing something very, very different. He ends up going into Dakuda, and I obviously I can eat a Dakuda hit, so I'm gonna have to get it low. And the only reason I'm doing this is so that Grimio can come in and like just one shot it with Rogue Assault or Vital Jab or Gnarly Nash. But he does end up going into Dakuda, and it does use its Soul Burst move, I think, and Venolan obviously eats it, and it does put it in range. And as you can see, with him having no energy, me getting that free rejuvenate off, once his Dakuda does come in and Soul Burst, it's going to be pretty much game over from there because I'm going to click Mug Blast. I'm going to weaken the Dakuda to half health. And because, gloves on Sharp Claws Lumians is insanely broken, like just look at Vesperadu, for example, it's going to hurt the living crap out of this Dakuda. And then obviously from there, his Lancer has no energy, and if he does, I'm able to get a free hit off, and he's going to be weak. So I could just come in and quick punch it with Himber. So yeah, from here on out, it's just ding ding ding, cleanup crew. Did somebody call Himber and Grimule? Because they're showing up at the door pretty hot and pretty ready. And as you can see from this long Soul Burst animation, once it's over, he's going to be half health. Just waiting for the Soul Burst animation because for some reason they don't speed him up. Does take time off of battles, but yeah, he's gonna end up using Electro Burst, and Venola eats it, brings him to half health, and just what's it? Grimule, he's just gonna go to town, Grimule doesn't know no limits. He's just gonna eat this man's booty, just straight up. And with Dakota on the field and Grimmy's on the field, okay, we're going to go once, go twice, we're moving, I'm gonna click Body Jab, I'm gonna click Gnarly Nash, okay. And I click Gnarly Nash, and Dakota's gonna die. Unfortunately, Dakota didn't really put up much of a fight. He's gonna go into Lantorch, who has no energy. So now that Dakota's dead, that's another body. And now that Lantorch is almost dead, that's gonna be another body. And as you can see, Grimule is he's gonna flail in exhaustion. He's not going to kill, but Himmer's gonna come in and quick punch, and at the end of this battle, you're gonna see Grimule has exactly 4 bodies. He got 4 eliminations this match, which is a sleeper amount of eliminations for even a single match at that. And now the game's over. Go ahead, go ahead. Acknowledge the win PvP screen. Acknowledge those 4 bodies, and honestly, shout out to Himber for being able to one shot him with a quick punch. But yeah, that's my Grimule set right now that I had just came up with like the day the update dropped. If you guys think it's good or bad, just go ahead and let me know in the comments what you changed about it. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video through.